Honorable Chairperson, thank you very much. I want to start with my friends from MKP. They are my prodigal sons. They have no program, they have no identity, and therefore gasping for breath. Now, as a result of that, every problem with them is fresh air. They want to breathe it with no suggested solutions. That's where the shortcoming of having no program and no identity comes from. For solutions, unemployment is a national program that is receiving attention. And we're all aware that unless we grow our economy, unemployment is not going to be resolved from the air or out of wishful thinking. So the investment must be in the economy. Let me go past that. I want to give them an advice on the budget. The budget will be presented on the 12th of March. Don't put the cart before the horse. Okay? Take your cart, put it behind the horse. It will come on the 12th. And when you see that budget, don't look for 2% VAT. Look for the budget in its entirety. Look at the cost items. Because that is what constitutes service to the people. Let me leave that. I'm talking now as the Minister of Finance. Must listen carefully. Now, I want to conclude by referring to the issue of AfriForum. AfriForum is an anti-transformation program driven by the hope that apartheid will come back. It's a mirage, and that mirage must be confronted by all South Africans, irrespective of color, because it is going to hurt the country before we recover. This is not an attack on the Enson Ramaphosa as they announced. It is an attack on the country. And everybody must be concerned. We must mobilize our people to confront right-wing mobilization that is emerging in the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Ndabeni.
Cape Town City. Barcelona, it's a super goal. Left foot of
Sihlalo womhlangano masibulele kusihlalo we-Portfolio Committee on the statement that acknowledges the work that has been done by the portfolios responsible for business, DTIC and small business development. Mhlalingaphambilini, I want to thank all the spaza shop owners that heeded the President's call by ensuring that they go and register. When we introduced this intervention, we did so because we appreciate the challenges that small businesses, especially spaza shops, are faced with when it comes to compliance. That's why we said some of this money will go to assisting those that are South African owned by women, youth and people and disabled peoples that are in the rural and township areas of our country. Those that are not compliant, because there's lots of matters or issues that are considered when we are looking at the compliance, and they are the ones that we're going to assist. The detail goes as follows: 40,000 rands, which is a grant for stock, 10,000 rands for business development support, which talks to training, and then an additional 50,000 rands that goes to refurbishing the structure, because it is important that the buildings are properly built. We are doing this in order to make sure that we reclaim the township and rural economy, to bring it back to the hands of the South Africans, but most importantly to ensure that we build competitive spaza shops that can in turn create jobs in the people that are in their communities, those that are prepared to trade with us. Ngiyabonga Mhlalingaphambilini.
Thank you very much. Minister Gwede.
Thank you very much, House Chair. Honorable Ghana raises an important point around the regulation that govern operations in the gambling companies. Obviously, this work falls within the ambit of DTIC, and I'm sure he can raise that with them. However, on the issue around the Department of Basic Education partnering up with corporate partners, I want to say to the members in this House, the reality is that that's something that we cannot shy away from. There are 13.5 million learners, the 24,000 schools, and the kind of budget that we have in the system, we simply cannot meet the demand. Therefore, we have to partner with private partners. However, where I agree with the honorable member and the criticism around how some corporate partners advertise with products in schools is that we must have a policy that says how do we manage the kind of branding and advertisements that happen in schools in a way that doesn't harm the learners but assists us with the gap. But I must point out that the future of partnerships, particularly corporate partnerships, is here because ultimately government cannot meet the demand that our schools and our learners have. And I take the point though around branding and protecting learners in particular from harmful branding exercises. Thank you.
Thank you. Minister Tlhabisa.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I want to confirm that COGTA, together with all interministerial departments, we are going to ensure that not again we experience the death of our children through the foodborne illnesses as we experienced last year. As we have been driving this program, we want to ensure that this economy is fully regulated and registered. We want to appreciate all those who responded, and we want to call the spaza shop owners who did not register not to break the law, but what they must do, they must go through the process, register once approved and open, because it will be not necessary that some people eventually get arrested because they are breaking the law. And secondly, with regards to the initiation culture, since December to last week, we have engaged all structures in Eastern Cape. It cannot be over 8 years. 371 boys have died. 110 have been amputated. It cannot be allowed to go unchecked. This time around, we want to ensure the slogan, abahambe bephila, bebuye bephila. Any recklessness in the initiation schools will be taken into account. There will be consequence management, but initiation culture is supported and must be promoted, must be taken from one generation to the other on condition that it does not result to death of our children. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much. Honorable Ministers, unfortunately we cannot take all ministers today. There's only a limitation of responses of 7 ministers.